So you called me crazy for something that now you're a leading researcher on? Maybe you would have gotten your Eureka moment 5 years prior if you just listened to me. And I don't recall me punching you in the face being the way I'm going to conduct myself either. And that's what I'm going to tell the judge when I knock your ass out. Keep talking spicy and I'm going to show you some spice. The first time I ever saw this lady, I was like in 7th grade. And she literally was like, we're going to get this surgery and it's going to fix everything for like 8 months straight. 8 whole months I saw this lady. And then in one appointment, she's like, how frequent is this head pain? And I said, I've had this headache for like 4 years straight or something. Cause I got it in like 2016 and it hasn't gone away since. And she was like, oh, I don't think you're a candidate for the surgery anymore. And just walked out the room. Literally just left. Oh my God, I wanted to cuss her out. I wanted to cuss her out. And I wasn't even old enough to really like my angst that you see now like had not developed at this point, okay? This was like on the way to it developing. But I was like a goody two-shoes at this point. And I like literally wanted to cuss this lady out. I was so angry. Like, how are you going to tell me for 8 months that this thing is gonna happen? And then in one appointment, you switch your mind and don't even explain it. And the thing that really pissed me off is I had been telling her these headaches have been a daily occurrence for months. Like she knew. So what the that deterred her from this surgery made no sense, okay? But she was the only person in like 6 to 7 state radius that was authorized to do this surgery. Okay, because she was like a leading developer, researcher of this surgery. So she's like very competent at her job in other areas. But I don't know why she had so many missteps with me. And then after that, I was like, I'm never seeing this doctor again. I was like, I will never see this lady again. Like, I literally told her, I'm like, I'm not seeing this bitch again. She literally was like, yeah, okay, we can schedule another appointment, and then walked out the room. And I'm like, well, for what? Why am I even seeing you anymore? The whole reason I was seeing you was for this. And the thing is, I had other neurologists, okay? I had like 3. She was like my 3rd one. Okay, I still saw my first one, right? That I started seeing when I was a kid. Like, I still see him to this day, okay? And then I avoided this doctor for 4 years. She was like an S tier doctor. So I was seeing all these like B, D tier doctors, and they were like, you should probably see her again. Like, we're not really that skilled. You should see her. So after being told by like 4 other doctors that I should go see this other doctor that I hated, I went back to the lady. So I saw this lady again. I sat down. I looked at her in this appointment. First appointment ever. I'm a lot older now, 4 years older. I'm a lot more confident. And I said, last time you saw me, you made me feel and you spoke about this surgery that was a solution to my problem for 8 months. I told you everything about what was going on. And in one appointment, you changed your mind. So the only thing I want from this is, do you think I'm a candidate for the surgery or not? Because if not, I would rather not waste both of our time. And I said that. And she said, I don't recall that being a way I would conduct myself. And I don't recall me punching you in the face being the way I'm going to conduct myself either. And that's what I'm going to tell the judge when I knock your ass out, bitch. Okay? Keep talking spicy and I'm going to show you some spice. I was so fucking mad. And then in one appointment, 4 years later, I explained the same thing to her. Everything. Keep in mind, I'm literally like, I need this doctor to give me the surgery. She is my only way to get it. So I'm not trying to piss her off. In one appointment, she decides I'm a candidate for the surgery, schedules it, and has it on the books that it's happening. You might be like, success. But now there's the question, why the was it not viable 4 years prior? Because 4 years prior, everything was the same. I have not had any extreme difference in the past 4 years, okay? The only extreme difference I've had is I'm fed up with your shit, all right? So what the actual was the point of all that? And then I kind of like, the only explanation I got other than I don't normally conduct myself that way was, well, you might have been too young at the time to get the surgery. Okay, bitch, then decide that before wasting my time for 8 months. If you think I'm too young for something, it doesn't take 8 months of me seeing you to determine that. And also, you referencing the psych evaluation that said I was perfectly fine, and the people that gave me the evaluation said, you're a good candidate for the surgery mentally. Like, you go, because they don't want to give a surgery that's this extreme to someone that's that young if they're like gonna go off edge, okay? Because it was a very extreme surgery and the recovery was awful. But at the same time, like, what the was the point of prolonging it? I was so mad. I was so mad, but I got what I wanted, okay? And then after I got the surgery and everything was like, you know, nothing, it didn't get better. It didn't get better, right? And I felt like in some ways my pain got worse. Like I had new pain that I never experienced. Like I had it feel like I have this now to this day. It'll feel like soap is like burning and like I'll have like soap burning my eyes, right? Like that's like a sensation I just randomly feel now. Never felt that before the surgery. And I'll tell her this stuff and she's like, I've never met someone where they felt worse after the surgery. She was like literally trying to convince me like at one point that like it was all in my head and I had pain because I was depressed. And I was like, yeah, depression can cause physical pain, okay? But like, bro, you literally stitched up my nerves and saw them fucked up. I think she thinks I'm like crazy or like I have some like mental dysphoria about like my own condition where like I'm making it worse than it is. If anything, I feel like I'm doing pretty well for someone with all these issues. I'm just like complaining that they're still there. And to this day, she acts like it's impossible that I feel worse after the surgery and that she was like telling me, I think your expectations for the surgery were too high, or maybe you forgot how you felt prior to the surgery. Because she told me to my face, I've done this surgery hundreds of times and I've never had anyone feel worse afterward. And I'm like, well, guess what, bitch? Now you have. But because the odds were so low, she didn't believe me. Now, the thing is, most people that get this surgery also don't have like EDS and other shit. I do, which I just found out like, you know, 2 weeks ago. So I wasn't crazy the whole time. But she was trying to make me feel like I was insane. It was so, I was so mad. Like every time I saw her, I was so angry. Like literally so angry. Like it would take everything in me to be like, why? Like I almost like 4 different times was like, why are you such a bitch? And I like stopped myself each time. But like, God damn, it got so bad that she like didn't believe me and she thought my mom had like Munchausen syndrome or whatever the fuck it is, the Gypsy Rose Blanchard shit. So she would make my mom like not be in the room with me. And it's all because I took some psych evaluation like 6 years prior that she references that was literally, yo, my mom asked for a copy of this psych evaluation, literally a copy. And it came back that I had no like mental problems on this psych evaluation. Like it was like, has depression and anxiety, and that's it. So all the other stuff about like me like being like, well, I don't even know where she's getting it from. That's the crazy part, because my mom's like, I want a copy of this psych eval you keep referencing, and I got it and it was like, you're just depressed and have anxiety, and I'm like, okay, so does like half of the population, so there's no way that's the reason you think I'm crazy. And the problem was we were like at this doctor's whim, because she was the top lady that I was seeing for this thing. She was the one that gave me the surgery, so I needed to see her. And now 2 weeks ago, find out I have like EDS and other problems, which would have explained a lot of the additional pain I was feeling. And the other part is now she does research for how connective tissue and neck instability can cause head pain. And I have both. But at the time, she wasn't researching that. So you called me crazy for something that now you're a leading researcher on? Like, bitch, maybe you would have gotten your Eureka moment 5 years prior if you just listened to me, dummy. What the Like I could have been the patient that like opened your eyes to this being a possibility, but you had to like gaslight me into thinking I was crazy for years. And then essentially now you find out with research that it's a thing. And now you switch up, just like you switched up with the surgery before. Like what the fuck? I'm so like, it was so infuriating. Like this doctor just so infuriating. And the thing is like, I can't even be like, she sucks at her job, because she's really good at her job for everyone else but me. Like I was like the anomaly, I guess, but she was treating me like I was insane. She would give me like these psych evaluations. She's like, you have a very pessimistic outlook on the world, and that's very hard for me to change. And I think that might be why you're still in pain. Bitch, maybe I have a fucking pessimistic view of the world because I'm dealing with duds like you all the time. Isn't that crazy? The people that are supposed to help me keep letting me down, like you. And you wonder why I have a pessimistic view of the world. And she said that because I took another psych evaluation when I was older. And like, I definitely do have a pessimistic view of the world. But like, why the wouldn't I? My whole developing years, I had people like you pretty much gaslight me into thinking I was crazy, or like just let me down. And the problem was I had no other doctor to see for this thing. She was the leading person, because specialists that are this profound in the medical industry, you need to get referred to by other really good specialists. They don't just take in new patients. You need to go through like 3 doctors to get to them. So I couldn't just be like, you bitch and move on. Like I was at her whim essentially, but it was so frustrating. Like, oh my God, this lady was like insane. I saw her up until like 3 or 4 months ago. When she saw me in one appointment, she's like, I don't think we should continue seeing each other anymore. I don't think it's being beneficial to you. And I was like, okay. Honestly, me either, because you failed me like 3 times. And now the thing that she researched in that I have, I'm probably gonna have to end up seeing her again for it. Like, what the like imagine like you have a painful condition and every time you see a doctor, they're like, yeah, you're crazy. Because like when you were like 13, you took a psych eval. You know, it's been 6 years, but I'm assuming your brain is still in the same place it was when you were 13. So you're crazy. And like the way she spoke was like, I don't want to say it was arrogant. Maybe I just felt that way because I had been done dirty by her. But there was no like consideration for my opinion being like a potential like truth. It was like, yeah, I don't think that's possible. It was never like, ooh, maybe I should look into that. It was just like, no, I've never heard of this. So it's not the chance of it happening to you very low. So no. Well, I think the problem is she's right like 99.99% of the time. I was the 1% of the time she wasn't right. So like odds wise, yes, the chances of her being wrong, low. But also, bitch, there's still a chance. It's complicated because she did help me with the surgery and stuff, but I'm also like, you were just not great to me. Yo, you know how they have like rate my professors? They need like a rate my doctor. Health grade exists with, that's a thing. I gotta start using that shit, bro. I could be like a health grade influencer. Oh God, rating the doctors in every city. I'll grow a health grade following. Like, yeah, this snarky bitch at the front desk, Linda, you know, didn't give me a lollipop after my appointment. 1 star. I hate you guys.